I think the hardest thing about being a parent is keeping your spouse as a priority. Because I see so many people that say, "Oh, your child's got to be number one." No, that's why your marriage is failing.
Right, like Carrie said, like if there's no us, there's no kids.
Exactly.
You know, like the family's
Carrie
broken.
said it best. Like, you're going to leave me one day. I have this person for the rest of my life. And that has to be the mentality of failure's not an option. This is the person I chose to spend my entire life with.
This is the Atomic Souls Podcast.
Hi. Okay.
All right. What are we talking about today? I was thinking maybe we could talk about how far we've come with our like habits.
Sure.
Sure, as in great, or
I don't really know what that means, but I'm down to talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk. Where's that? Habits of highly effective people? 7 habits of highly effective people. Maybe we got at least 2 or 3 of them.
Well, we had none of them when we started, so we had a little bit.
We got a couple of them.
Yeah.
I think our starts as far as business were at different points, though.
Yeah, what would you say like your like natural strengths were back 20 years ago?
I don't know if I had any natural strengths.
That's not true.
I would say confidence. I've always had like an absurd confidence. Everybody in my family's that way. My sister's the same way.
Yeah.
I would say that that's because of my parents. My parents were really good about instilling confidence in us.
Yeah.
So other than that, I can't think of anything that I was just naturally gifted at.
Yeah.
I was confident I was good at a lot of things. I wasn't actually good at a lot of things.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say, what do you think my strengths were?
I'm trying to think of how to say this. I think you're really good at like optimism. Like you're very optimistic about things, even when you shouldn't be sometimes.
Yeah.
But
hopeful.
There you go, hopeful.
I'm very hopeful.
You're very hopeful.
Not always optimistic. Hopeful.
I think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing on its own. I think it's a good thing when it's partnered with
Cultivated.
When it's cultivated properly and then partnered with like someone playing devil's advocate, which I think is why we vibe very well together.
Yeah.
I don't think that I am pessimistic. I think
you, when we had met, had been burned more than I had a little more life experience.
Sure.
And I was still, I'd been burned as well, but I was just less aware of, I was more hopeful that, everything's going to work out. Everything's great. Everyone's great. Life is great. And I was like delusional.
Yeah, you thought everybody had everybody else's best
good intentions.
Yeah, good intentions, best interest.
I have good intentions. So I always thought everyone else had good intentions.
I was definitely the opposite of that. I just assumed everybody was against me until proven differently. So I've been reading the Daily Stoic.
Yeah.
And they talk about that a lot with philosophy, especially like it's like a Chinese proverb or something with a farmer, and they're like, "Oh, it rained today. Isn't that great?" And he's like, "Well, we'll see." And then, the next day there's pestilence or something. They're like, "Oh, that's horrible." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll see."
Is that from the book or is that from Bluey episode?
No, it's from the book. I literally just read it yesterday.
There's a Bluey episode about that.
Well, the Chinese proverb it's like a common theme throughout a lot of things, but it talks about in the book, like that's the basis of Stoicism. Stoicism doesn't mean to just be like quiet and reserved. Yeah. It's a like philosophical way of viewing the world. And it kind of has a lot of biblical principles attached to it when you compare the two. But like never looking at things as, pure good or pure bad. Like the bad things often are the gateway to great things, and the good things often come tied to bad experiences. And that's what like the principles of Stoicism are based on. So I think that's kind of just always been my philosophy in life, is like when bad things happen, I kind of always find the silver lining of like, okay, well, this is a great learning experience, or this was a great training opportunity. And then when the good things happen, I'm always like, well, you prepare for war in a time of peace mentality of, yeah, it's good right now, but we need to be prepared for when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
And so I kind of always bring things back to the middle. Like they're never that horrible. There's some good in it, and they're never that great. There's some opportunity for improvement.
Yeah. I think I swung from being like super hopeful to like the opposite of like just super like pessimistic. And I think I'm swinging back to the middle and finding the balance there, because we've done so much. My therapist was like, are you celebrating any of this? And I was like,
Right.
no. She was like, you need to at least like go to dinner and like intentionally celebrate the wins. And I was like, oh, okay. So you get like nose to the grind and you start to like forget to celebrate and can get lost. I got lost in the hard.
Yeah, something me and Kevin were talking about the other night at Cigars is we were talking about hunting trips, and he was trying to get me to go on a dove hunt with him, and I was telling him how I wanted to go, on like a trip to Arkansas to go deer hunting or something. And there's the difficulty of it. Like that would be, kind of celebrating, but it's not even celebration. It's just like, I need to go like relax and decompress everything that goes on so I can be better at it later. It's not that I'm trying to escape life. It's just I'm trying to position myself so I can be even stronger at it. And what's really peculiar about that is a lot of people just don't even view it in that capacity. They're just like, I got to get a break. It's like, I don't want to break. I want to recharge. And those are very different mentalities. And then we were kind of talking about, we have the property over there in Louisiana. And, my parents are looking to get that cabin. So that'll be great when that happens, to have lodging for you and Harley. But I was like, it's really difficult to go. As much as I want to go hunting, I don't want to leave y'all behind, because it's like, I want to leave this and go, recharge from this, but I don't want to leave y'all.
Yeah.
And so it's a weird catch-22 to where I need to do it because I know, like, for my just mental health, it's a necessity. But at the same time, it hurts to do it because then I have to leave y'all behind for a week or so.
Which are already gone for like a week or so every month.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to find hobbies that we both enjoy together.
It's hard to find hobbies just in general.
But yeah, that like in a relationship both help us get away. Right.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a unique situation too. And that was another thing me and Kevin were talking about was like, I look up to him and Candace a lot, especially with parenting. And I know they just have so much on their plate and they have 3 kids. So it's a lot. But then there's the perspective of like, for you and I, we're business partners as well as like marriage partners. Yeah. And so it kind of brings a whole different, nuance to the relationship that makes things difficult.
Nuance is an understatement. Yeah, because we're constantly at work together, constantly at home together. And so there's like Kevin goes to work and Candace stays with the kids. And so like they get that time apart. And so it's, sometimes we need time apart. Yeah. But then it's like, we don't want time apart.
Well, it feels like it's hard to explain. We're together all the time, but then still just not together, even though we're physically together. Because we're focused on solving problems together, not focused on being together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either problems at the office or Harley or life.
I think that's a big habit that we've improved in, though, is like constantly recentering perspective as to what's important.
Yeah. Daily. Yeah. Every hour.
Yeah, I think that's something that where a lot of people struggle is the perspective of things. So they get just hung up on stuff that completely ruins their day. In the grand scheme of things, it wasn't nothing. Like it was an argument or something.
Yeah, we've gotten really good at leaving an argument and going into like the next thing, which some would say is positive, some would say is not healthy, but
I think it's healthy.
It works for us.
Yeah. I think most people are not familiar with operating at the capacity that we operate.
Yeah.
And so things that seem trivial to us seem very big to other people.
Yeah.
It's kind of the concept of you've only experienced the worst thing that you've ever experienced. So like when you think about, a kid and like, this is the worst day of my life. And you're like, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
No, it's legitimately the worst day of their life because they never
is.
experienced anything worse than that.
Yeah.
For us, we've experienced some really horrible things and some really testing things. And so those things that are the worst day of somebody's life, we're like, all right, that's like a 3 on a 1 to 10.
Yeah. Like healthy emotional detachment because, if we get stuck in like the extreme of like, oh my God, everything is so intense, then it's not healthy. And so having healthy emotional detachment from the problems has been helpful. And then finding the balance to turn it back on so that we have emotional attachment with each other.
Yeah. And those experiences, I think, turn into habits of emotional regulation because it becomes habitual to us to emotionally regulate and not get overwhelmed with those situations.
I saw something that was probably an Instagram post and it was like healed enough to do this, human enough to do this. And so it was like healed enough to move on, human enough to look back. And so I was like, oh, I like that because I feel like we've been growing a lot and we've been, becoming better individuals, better partners, better parents, better business people, all of the above. But at the same time, we still have those moments where we do feel emotions and we do like get heated and we do argue or snap or whatever. And so it's been, I thought that was a cool perspective, just kind of simple, like healing and like the duality of you can be healing and human. You can be both.
Yeah, there's definitely duality there. I think for me, and we've discussed this before, like every emotional trigger I have is associated with you. Like
Let's look at that.
I mean, everybody else, like I just don't give a shit what anybody else says or does.
Yeah.
I kind of like.
I do.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Too much, working on it.
But I think that's where we become, great partners and spouses, is that we balance each other out in that regard.
Yeah, you need to give more shits.
I
need to give less shits.
You give the shits for me, and then I rein the shits back in from you.
Because you're like, let's move on. And I'm like, no, fuck that person.
Yeah.
It's healthy to feel anger. You can be mad at somebody.
Well, I think it's just like a subjective versus objective view. I think you're really good at subjective view, which is important especially in the business that we work in with connecting with people and everything.
Yeah.
For me, I look very objective. Like, is there value in this relationship or not? And it doesn't have to be like a tangible friendship value. It can be an economical value. And to me, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
To where you're like, no, fuck them. So yeah, I think we balance each other out in that regard. Like we have to have discernment as a couple and come together that all of those attributes of a relationship with somebody in business or, personal relationship, all those things balance each other out. And we're able to view it from multiple facets as a couple and as business partners. Yeah.
I think another habit that's coming up for me is I used to get stuck, depressed, like down. And I think we've both struggled with that and made progress, and it still comes up sometimes. And so what's your perspective on how we've improved our habits around like getting burnt out or depressed or stuck or like,
Well, I think it's different for the two of us. I think burnout's not something I've ever struggled with. Depression is, but depression's always been associated with us neglecting our personal relationship due to business relationship.
Yeah.
And that can create depression for me quickly.
Yeah.
We've definitely experienced that. Not going into detail.
No, yeah.
But yeah, I can get into a really dark place when we're not connecting on a personal level. Because for me, the subjective side of things, that's the reason why I do all of this.
Yeah.
I could give a shit less if I ever help another individual. I just want to make you happy and I want to make Harley happy. And we've talked about that with Scott. Like,
Yeah.
I think as a whole, like the three of us is a great partnership because
He's our marriage counselor.
yeah. Well, I think y'all's priorities are just different than mine and it balances each other out
He's
again.
very in between both of us.
Yeah. He really, I mean, he wants to help people a lot, but he also has a business mind.
Right.
I'm on the far opposite end of the spectrum of I could give a shit less. I want to make money. And then you're on the opposite end of the spectrum of like, I'll give it all away for free just so I can save the next person.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think as business partners that works out perfectly. But then, on a personal level and in our relationship, it's very reflective of how our emotions are tied to things to where, we have to be able to connect on that personal level or none of this matters to me.
Yeah.
But when we are connected, it's impossible for me to burn out. I'm always like, I showed up this morning, 6:00 this morning, so I can put these fucking pads on the wall. Because I don't think in that way of like, oh, I need my personal time. I don't care. I enjoy working.
Yeah.
Like the most difficult thing for me is that I can't show up until 10:00 and I have to leave at 4 to be back home. And I'm so used to putting in, 12-hour days, 16-hour days. After everybody goes to bed, I work another 4 or 5 hours at night.
Yeah.
And I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, we can get to that later about how parenthood changed all of this for us.
Yeah.
I do think our connection and helping one another and not taking things personally has helped both of us.
Yeah.
But I think we both like push each other to get out of the funk by connecting, but then also like hearing each other out and like giving feedback of like, hey, this is going on. I've noticed this, and sit with it and feel it out.
No, I agree. I think we challenge each other, and then I think we push each other in a lot of subtle ways that we don't even acknowledge, but I know it's happening to where kind of like when you go to the gym, if you have a workout buddy, like, are you going to lift a little bit more because your buddy's there?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like when we were working together, it's like, well, I don't want her to outwork me. So I'm just going to keep going and get on to the next thing. And then I'll see times where you do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then it falls into, personal life as well, where, you get up and start, I don't know, washing clothes or something like, well, I'm going to go clean dishes or I'm going to go do something.
Yeah. Match the energy.
Yeah. Which I think I don't want to call it competitive, but it's kind of like a healthy competitive nature.
It can be healthy. It can also be our detriment because sometimes that we do the opposite where it's like, well, he didn't wash the dishes, so I'm not doing laundry. And so just being aware of that.
Yeah. Because
I definitely see that as well. But for the most part, we've grown out of that.
Yeah, I don't think I do that anymore at all.
We've gotten a lot better. The last year, being parents, I think really has helped us. But really, I feel like the last year, like really getting back to us and focusing on us.
I think the hardest thing about being a parent is keeping your spouse as a priority. Because I see so many people that say, oh, your child's got to be number one. No, that's why your marriage is failing. Because,
right, like Carrie said, like if there's no us, there's no kids.
Exactly.
Like the family's
Carrie
broken.
said it best. Like, you're going to leave me one day. I have this person for the rest of my life. And that has to be the mentality of failure's not an option. This is the person I chose to spend my entire life with.
Right.
Kid should be number 2.
Yeah.
If you're faith-based, kid should be number 3 because it should be, God's spouse, kid. But taking the God element out of it for anybody that's not a believer, it should be 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been cool to see how we've both grown with that habit of like, just like getting shit done and like not feeling burnt out by it. Going back to that, like I remember we first moved into our house 10 years ago and I was like so depressed. I was like, how do I clean this whole house? Like, how do I upkeep this place and also like work? And we had one dog at that time. And I felt so overwhelmed. And I think with like your encouragement and also looking at like do one thing at a time. So I would like clean like one aspect at a time. And I feel like that has helped. That has gone through everything I do now. It's just focus on one thing at a time. So like in the moment, like what's the most important? Hiring our new ops guy, Sal, I was like, priority management is the most important thing you can do. So what can you do right now that's most important? And I think that has carried through business and life, relationship with our kiddo a lot of time.
Don't ever buy
Gorilla Glue sucks.
Yeah. The double-sided Gorilla Tape is trash.
Yeah, there's things falling off the wall. Yeah, like one thing at a time. Like, what is most important? Is it connecting with Harley? Is it connecting with you? Is it doing something for the business? Like, and then communicating that to people. Like, I'm just doing this, and then I will attend to whatever.
So I think that's something that in business and in personal life that people don't do that is so very important is having a mission statement. So like you should have a mission statement for your marriage, exactly what you just said. How does this growing the relationship with my spouse, how does this grow? And the relationship or the character of my child. And in business, it should be the same thing. You should have a mission statement, and every single thing that you do, you should be able to look at it and say, how is this, pushing me towards the goal and fulfilling the mission that we stated for this business? Yeah. And I think that's something that it could be because we're in business together, but I think that's something that we do really, really well. And again, it comes back to kind of recentering perspective of we have a mission statement for our life, and then we have a mission statement for our businesses. And kind of everything that we do, it comes back to, how is this pushing me towards those goals? How is this fulfilling that mission? Yeah. I think it's really important. That's something that I talk about with a lot of people when I'm consulting for business is, what is the mission statement?
Right. What's your goal?
They're like, oh, we chat GPT'd some stuff. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, that's not your mission then. That's AI's mission for you. And they don't realize. That's the start. They're like, oh, I just want to make money. Well, that's not a mission. Like,
no, that can never be the mission.
That's an investment strategy, kind of.
Yeah. Money, you can lose money so fast. Like, it comes and goes. So it's not
I always say that if you're chasing money, then you're going to lose every time because there's never going to be enough.
Yeah.
If you're truly pursuing a mission and you're providing value, the money's going to come because people are going to pay for value.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a big thing for us that we've been successful with that a lot of people struggle with. And I would strongly advise anybody that hasn't done this, you should do it, is first off, create a mission statement for yourself. What is the goal that I want to achieve in my life? If you're in a relationship, what is the mission statement for that relationship? And if you're in business, you need to have a legitimate mission statement for your business. What is your business trying to achieve? And then when you get into, the branding of it, then you kind of get into the slogans. Like we have the slogan of, life's a bitch. Sometimes we need a little help. Yeah. Like that's not our mission statement. That's our slogan. That's our vibe.
So fuck drugs.
Our mission statement has to do specifically with helping people with mental health issues and addiction recovery and the people that are not accepted in other areas that aren't looking for like the whitewash, holistic vibes.
Yeah. And being a healthy place of employment as well.
But those are distinctively different things. We have a mission, and then we have our brand, our vibe, and our culture that we're going to be in while we're pursuing that mission. Yeah. And a lot of people just mix all that stuff up together, and it kind of turns into nobody knowing what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's no priority. I think it's huge to have those. I actually just saw Justin Bieber posted that he had made family like mission and values. It was like the 10 commandments of the Bieber family or something.
There you go.
I was like, that's dope. Like,
that's awesome.
It's so important. And like people attack their family constantly, like, oh, they're breaking up, da 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 da. And no, like he's posting about how like connected they are, and who knows what's going on behind the scenes, but like it sounds like they're working on it.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what makes just effort. Like you can be going towards the mission, and you might fail. Like we failed a lot, but just putting in the effort, just focus on one thing at a time and do, and it will build up.
Yeah. everything that I'm saying because we have failed
We
previously
have failed miserably at
and
these
figured out a way to
things.
fix it.
It's been a hard 5 years.
I think a big thing, though, what you just said is, a lot of people are talking negatively about how terrible the Bieber family is, which I don't know anything about the Bieber family. But I think that thing right there of people talking about it, people are so consumed with what's going on in other people's lives and they neglect what goes on in their own life.
Yeah.
And I think that's been at least a habit for me. I'll say personally, I don't give a shit what's going on in other people's lives. Like
I do.
yeah. But that happens a lot where you'll bring stuff up and you're like, oh, such and such doing this. I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
Don't care.
How does that personally affect me? And I think that's really important.
I think
there's the entertainment value of it. Like if you're wanting to watch celebrities do stuff like it's a reality TV show, more power to you. But I don't think you should ever be in the position where you're neglecting your life, or if you're trying to justify your life by downplaying somebody else's. I think that's where people get into just a really bad place, and all that does is create anxiety and depression, because now you're worried about what everybody else is doing instead of what's good for you. A big thing in business that somebody told me early on that I thought was really important is don't ever compare yourself to somebody else's business. Compare yourself to yourself last year. Are you better than you were previously? Great. You're doing good then.
Right.
You don't need to be as good as them.
Yeah.
You don't know what their circumstances are.
Yeah.
What you know is that you're doing better than you were previously, and that's a good place to be.
Right. Yeah. I sometimes get caught up in the comparison. What's that? Like, comparison is a thief of joy.
Right.
I do get caught up in that. I find that I've grown in it, because even though like I'll bring stuff up to you, I'm not allowing it to like go to me deeply like it used to and like impact me and like be jealous or whatever, or like want to like keep up with the Jones. Like I just kind of bring it up as like, oh, it's interesting that they're doing that. Or I've been using it to like compare to myself, like how am I showing up? Is it like this, or can we do that? That's a cool idea. So more as like a if your intentions are right and you're in the right headspace, using like comparison as like a positive thing, like you're at the gym and like kind of like lifting weights out, like we're in this together. It's different. You're doing a different workout than me, but we're still like with the same goal to like have a healthy body, and so it's kind of the same in comparison now for me. Most days, some days I fall back into it, but yeah.
I do a lot of like case study stuff, to where, especially like me and Joel do this a lot, where we'll kind of like reverse engineer what other people are doing. Yeah. And so there's that comparison of, okay, what's distinctively the itemized differences between what we're doing in business and what they're doing in business. And then we try and, reverse engineer that. But yeah, in that regard, I'm looking at it purely as in how can I learn from this?
Learn from it.
Not, oh, they're doing better than me. They just got lucky or something like that.
They got lucky, or like I need to do this out of like ego. Yeah. That's a huge thing. It's like taking the ego out of it and just being like, oh yeah, that's cool what they're doing. Like, I wonder if we should do that, and like figuring it out and saying like yes or no. Yeah.
Well, then it turns into like you can't be happy for people. Like,
you gotta be happy.
Yeah, like my buddy Tyler tells me he got a raise or a promotion. I'm like, I think I'm more excited than he is when he's telling me about it. So I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
That's
like,
amazing.
I knew you're capable of that.
Yeah.
Or like when I'm talking with Kevin, he's like, oh yeah, I got listed in Forbes magazine. Dude, that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't compare myself to him. I look at him as like, hey, there's certain, like when it comes to, marriage and parenthood, I'm asking all the questions like, man, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that? Yeah. Teach me your ways.
Yeah.
And when it comes to business, like we're operating very different fields. I'm not comparing, this apples to oranges kind of thing. I'm super excited for you because you're somebody that I care about. Yeah. I want to see you succeed. Tyler, they moved down to Kyle, and I'm like, hell yeah, brother. Like, I was so excited for him to move down.
Come to the light side.
and again, he operates in such just a different vein of business than we do. I just get excited to hear about it and learn from him.
Yeah.
And then like when I go to the boats and stuff, like those guys, I have all the respect in the world for them, especially comparatively to some people that we work with in this industry, where I'm like waiting on a call back or whatever the case is, because like, oh, it's 4:00, they're done for the day.
Yeah.
I go on the boat and those dudes work 12, 16 hours and with a smile on their face,
Right.
you know? And it's just cool to kind of have all those different perspectives that I get to culminate together and kind of have a full appraisal of life, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it all goes back to that, like having a mission and that mission statement and like a goal, an ultimate goal to achieve. Because if you're just, oh, this or that, or like we've pivoted a lot in our businesses, but the mission has always stayed the same.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that guiding light, then you're just grabbing and going, oh, what are they doing? What can I do differently? And it's not building your mission. It's just like grasping to make whatever happen, like stick together. Like you're like gorilla gluing shit together in your business and it's falling apart. And so it's important to like have that mission and be like, okay, does this align with the mission? Like the neurofeedback helmet. Okay, we've been sending people to this facility to do neurofeedback.
Right.
It aligns with our mission to get one. I'm very excited because we've seen progress. It helps people get out of the trenches, and our people are in the trenches and need some kind of brain stimulation. And so
that was the first question I asked too when you brought it up in the partners meeting, was like, how does this push our mission? Are we just buying this because somebody asked for it, or does it legitimately fit into our program?
No, we saw some people get out. They couldn't even get out of bed. They couldn't clean their room, couldn't do their laundry. Next week, cleaning their room, doing their laundry, out of bed, doing crazy stuff.
But I think having that conversation in a partners meeting where, you know, we're playing devil's advocate with each other as to, are we just doing this because it's the next hot thing, or is this something that we legitimately want to invest in to push the mission of Atomic Souls and Aqua Recovery? Right. But I think a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just
buy the new gadget.
Yeah, it's
the
impulse.
new training.
Yeah, it's very impulsive. And then after they get it, okay, well, now I'm trying to justify the purchase. Yeah. Well, if you did it, you know, with a mission in mind, there's no justification needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool what it does.
Yeah.
Just to see how it helps people. Yeah.
I was talking about that with some buddies, and apparently they're utilizing that in, like, the NFL players are using it and stuff too.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. They have it. You can actually buy your own to use at home for like work, and like basically it's like giving your brain like brain waves. It's EEG based, and so it's sending like electricity to your brain to like level out what you need it to level out, or energize what you need to energize.
They said they were using it with professional athletes for, like, it was a pretty huge performance enhancer.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah. There's different brain waves that like enhance performance, and different brain waves that like chill you out. So yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm excited.
Cool.
I'm gonna test it.
Yeah, I'm ready to play around with it. We'll see.
Maybe it'll help you be less grumpy.
I'm not grumpy.
Anti-grumpy setting.
I'm not grumpy. I'm a pretty happy individual. I think I have
resting bitch face.
Resting asshole face.
Yeah. Yeah. What are other habits that we've improved?
I don't know.
What are the 7 habits?
What are the habits on the 7? This was a long time ago I read this.
I do think, like, speaking of like resting bitch face, I think we've done a good job of, kind of goes along with like the mission and self-regulating and all that we've been talking about. I feel like we've been really good at not burning bridges, like even though we have been burned, and just, you know.
I think one of us is good at that.
Rude. Some people need to be burned.
Point made.
Some people have burned their own bridge.
It was that easy to trigger.
I'm just throwing gasoline on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
And what I tell you is different than what I'm like saying to people in the public eye.
I think it leaks out sometimes, but I think you're doing a lot better than you were previously. Yeah. I think so. That's, again, something that I think we've developed over time, and I think I'm pretty decent with, is the way I react to someone is a reflection of my character, not of theirs.
Yeah.
And I think that's very different than the way most of the world operates.
I match your energy. If
Yeah.
you're coming at me, I'm coming at you.
I think that is the standard. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
the way people just naturally act is.
Escalate instead of de-escalate.
Yeah. Well, exactly what you said, you match their energy. So your reaction is a reflection of their character, not of yours. And I think that's something that I've done a really good job of reversing over the years is I don't really care what your character is. My integrity won't allow me to operate outside of my character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've grown a lot with that.
That said, a lot of people would describe me as an asshole. So I'm not saying I'm just super nice guy all the time. But again, I'm going to operate based off of who I am, not off of who you are.
You have like a limit. Like when you reach your limit, you're like, all right, it's coming out.
Yeah.
Whereas mine's like, fuck these people.
Yeah. It's coming out because it's based.
My tolerance is lower.
Yeah. I think your tolerance is lower. And again, this could be a medical deficiency for me, as we've discussed previously.
Confirmed by his doctor.
Right.
Ways to well. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler. This gets used against me constantly now. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not capable of holding a grudge. Like, we can have an argument and literally within 10 minutes, I'm cool again. It doesn't matter. That's just the way I am. That's the way
Zero
I'm wired.
cortisol.
Yeah, I don't have any cortisol, so I can't stress over a conversation.
I was thinking about that last night as you were snoring immediately.
Yeah, I slept good.
No cortisol equals great sleep, apparently.
It does equal great sleep. Yeah. Now I have stressor pills where they take the pills to help me stress. And why the fuck would I take that?
Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I feel like we balance each other out with that. Because sometimes you are so quick to like just dismiss and like, we need to feel this. We need to be like mad. We need to be sad. We need to, find the balance there. But then you're like, yeah, we can't wallow in it. Like, I would love to just wallow. My natural nature would be just wallow in it and like burn the place down.
I think that's the weirdest thing about, I guess, just the human experience as a whole, is everything that makes you better is to go against your nature.
Yeah.
Like whatever feels natural and good, and
do the opposite.
Yeah, do the opposite of that. That's usually the bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like food. Like, if it tastes delicious, probably terrible for you.
Bad for you.
Yeah. If it tastes like shit, it's probably what you should eat.
Yeah.
I feel like that's life and business. Like, if whatever your natural instinct is, that's probably what you should not do.
Yeah. If you always do upper body, you should probably do leg day.
There you go. You should do a leg day. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like whatever's the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If it's comfortable, it's wrong.
Yeah. Yes. Oof. It's so, yeah. I think kind of going along with that, like recently had a hard conversation with somebody, and we were both proud of ourselves for like, this was a hard conversation to like mend the relationship, but we were both kind of like, oh, how are they feeling about me? How are they feeling? So she just called it and was like, hey, are we cool? And I was like, we're cool. Like, I have my own shit going on. Then she was like, I have my shit going on. And so it's like, we could have just sat in the comfortable, like uncomfortableness and like just let it like fester. And so it's like, yeah, getting used to like hard conversations. I feel like we have gotten better at that in business and in life and with the people around us, with having hard conversations, particularly leaning into the uncomfortable.
Yeah. I would agree. I'm trying to think of who it is that you were talking about, but you can tell me later, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I think we've gotten better at hard conversations. Again, if it feels bad, then that's probably the thing that you should be doing if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think a big part of that, people talk about as far as like staffing, you should hire slow, fire fast. And that's the exact opposite of what most companies do.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're hiring because you're in a deficit. And so you're hiring really fast. And then you don't want to fire somebody because they're going to have the difficulty of that conversation and the difficulty of a rehire and all that whole process.
Yeah.
And once again, that's the exact opposite of what you should be doing. You should be hiring slow, firing fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is something we have been implementing. It's like we'll take on the burden of, if we have to let someone go. And yeah, it's hard, but we've done all the jobs here. And so we do it and take our time to see like, hey, is this a good fit? Even with like clinicians lately, we've had like a lot of interviews and we're like, oh, I don't know about this one or this one. And then one shining star like stands out, like, oh, dope. Like love the energy. Like they're going to fit in well here. Cause I think we've been looking at, particularly with hiring, culture fit. And like, hey, like, are they going to bring value to the culture?
Culture fit is huge.
Yeah. Do they match the mission? Do they have a same mission?
Yeah.
Whether they're going to be with us long term or not. Like, I was like, I love this person because of their energy. Like, they can be molded and trained. And if they go off and like do their own thing, like, great. Like,
yeah.
I just want their energy in here because we need some like great energy.
Well, I think, once again, back to the conversation of, your mission and your culture are distinctively different things. You can align somebody with a mission. It's really difficult to get somebody to convert to a culture.
Yeah.
Really, in my opinion, nobody ever adapts to culture. The culture adapts to them. So every time you get a new hire, a new team member in, the culture shifts a little bit to accommodate that new individual.
Yeah.
And so you really have to be particular about those culture hires. So that way, you can nurture the culture that you want in your company.
Yeah. Is it going to tip it this way or that way? It's going to be helpful or
to where a
hurtful?
mission, it's kind of like a soldier in an army. Like I can hand you a gun and point you in the direction. And that's kind of the case. Is, a mission, I can point you in the direction of the mission and we're going to see if you're going to march in that direction.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult for me to convert you to the culture of our company.
Yeah.
So I need to hire somebody that's already a part of that culture.
And I think too, like people that we hire, like we don't want a square peg in a round hole situation where they feel out of place because they don't fit the culture. And like, that's not healthy for them either.
Sure.
And so we've also been looking at that. We've had people that are like,
we're definitely not the right fit for everybody.
We've had people that want to work here and we're like, oh, well, I don't think it's be good for you. Like we're doing you a favor, which I've had done to me plenty of times as well.
Yeah.
And so it's, just kind of being on the opposite side of that nowadays is interesting, and how to have those hard conversations with staff, with each other, with Scott, with Joel, like, okay, is this person a good culture fit or not? And are we aligned with our culture and our mission as well? Have we swayed from it? I think it's been interesting, our communication around all of that.
Yeah, well, there's definitely been things where we've reined back in our thoughts because it was kind of getting outside of the culture that we wanted to encourage and develop.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are always fun things in business.
Yeah, communication skills, huge.
Motivational interviewing.
Got trained on that.
I got trained on motivational interviewing. I'm educated.
I'm educated. 1 hour.
1 hour.
EU.
I got a certificate.
What are other habits?
Other habits. I don't know. I feel like everything we're talking about always just comes back to perspective. And so it's really all of our habits are based off of just being
aligned with the mission.
Having proper perspective.
Yeah. Which is a habit in itself. Like staying focused on the mission is a habit. It's so easy to get lost, like we were saying.
I think something for me, just personally, I've gotten to the habit of daily reading. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying everybody should be reading daily. For me personally, it was important because I could feel like kind of like a mental deterioration just from getting old.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I could just, while we're filming right now, I noticed that there's thoughts that I want to say and I can't come up with the words for it. And
that's
so
been me all week.
Right.
I want to say this. I don't know the words.
And so I feel like reading helps out with that a lot. And it really doesn't even matter what you're reading, just like diving into, intentionally reading vocabulary, It helps when it's stuff that you want to read. So like for me, I read the Bible every single day. I have a couple of devotionals. I have the intellectual devotional. I have the daily Stoic, and both of those are like less than 5-minute reads each.
Deep.
Yeah, they're stuff that I enjoy. Like I enjoy learning about scientific stuff. I really enjoy learning about philosophical stuff. And then I'll read fantasy books. Like I'm reading Dune right now. I read Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. I'll tell you, I really enjoy Dune. So if you're looking for something to read, Dune's great. Way better than the movies were. It made the movies better for me because now I understood all the things that had massive gaps in the movies.
Yeah, the movies were really confusing. Oh, there goes another one.
Fuck Gorilla Glue. The book's really good. I'll say it's about halfway in, it gets really dry. Just ironically, they're in a desert, and I'm describing it as a dry read. But it gets dry in that there's just so much description of the like the setting. And there's not a whole lot to the setting. Like they're in a desert and they're describing the way the sand flows off of their skin.
It's like the first part of the Bible.
Right.
The Old Testament.
Yeah, it's like let's get to the Gospels. I want to read the good stuff. So yeah, with Dune, you have the first part of Dune, and it's ton of action, ton of plot. Absolutely loving it. And then I'm kind of in the middle of the first book right now. So basically they got slaughtered. They get ran out the city. It's the main guy and his mom like pitched a tent, and then they're trying to find this tribe, but they're in the desert. And it's literally just describing like the tent and the way the tent sits in the sand and the way the rocks get hit by the sun when the sun comes up and the way the sand's flowing off the skin. I'm like, brother, I don't give a shit. Just go fight somebody.
Go fight somebody.
And so I think that's something that's been a little difficult for me with this book versus like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, where Lord of the Rings, it's like super high fantasy. So there's tons of action, tons of plot. Yeah. And then Game of Thrones, same thing. Like Game of Thrones from start to finish, at least in the books, the show's a little different, but in the books from start to finish, it's just constant plot, constant character development, to where Dune, the last 3 chapters has been 0 character development. It has all just been the setting.
Yeah. That's kind of bringing up like the different seasons of life. And I feel like that's a habit. I know I keep looking at that spot.
Driving me nuts. Been here since 6 a.m. putting these things up.
I'm looking at the wall instead of you. Yeah. There's like that what you're describing is like there's different seasons of life too. And I feel like we've gotten better at accepting the season of life. Like this summer was really hard for us. And so we just leaned into it, and now the fall feels like it's going to be less hard. It's just continuing to rise to the occasion. And then like I've had a couple of days off, and I'm like, don't feel guilty for it. But I do at the same time. And so it's just, accepting like which phase of life we're in. And I feel like is a skill, because when it's slow, I tend to get like, oh, what can I do? Like I get antsy about like doing more instead of like resting. Yeah. Which it sounds like in the book they're resting in that moment.
They're doing a lot of resting.
Yeah, when we're fighting, I'm like, or like when we're fighting on like the chaos and growing, in a growing season, I'm always like looking towards the rest. And then we get there and I'm like, oh, I wish we could be doing more. Yeah. And so it's that code switch of like go, 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 rest, rest, rest. Like it never is steady. I feel like it's always like an intense season or like a slower season.
See, the perfect example is we're experiencing that very differently. Because to me, I feel like we've been just like a steady upward tick.
Yeah. Man.
I feel like everything's been going great.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good stuff.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like
it's been intense.
You're feeling really big highs and you feel really big lows. Yeah. And for me,
you have no cortisol.
It's just been pretty steady. It's been pretty good. I don't think that's a cortisol thing. I think that's been a developed perspective habit for me. That again, back to like the proverb deal of like, it's not that bad, or it's not that good. We'll see. And that's that. Yeah, I feel like everything's been going really, really not smooth, but been progressing at a steady pace.
Yeah. I think I've had that perspective for the most part. Like, even some staff are like, well, this happened. Like, how do you feel about it? I'm like, you know what? It's for the better. And so I do feel like I have overall had that perspective. But yeah, on my inside, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. Like, this is so much stuff to do. And on the outside, like, there's been some days where like, hey, you need to take it down a notch.
So I think something in the way we operate that's very different is I am very task list oriented. Like everything is in a checklist for me.
I try.
Well, I don't try.
It's all in my brain.
I do it.
Yeah.
I take everything out of my brain that I can and I put it on a checklist. Yeah. So I get up every day. I look at my Monday list and it helps isolate what am I doing today? What am I doing tomorrow? And to where I don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Now there are days where it's like, okay, this is going to be a 16-hour day.
Yeah.
But I can look at it like I get through today and tomorrow, you know, there's no deadlines tomorrow. So tomorrow I can take it easy.
Yeah.
I think that has helped me tremendously, especially like being a very just ADD person where, you know, squirrel, like I can get off track quickly.
Yeah.
And having that self-awareness that I need checklists.
Yeah.
And it's like the I try thing, like that's not an option for me. I can't try. Yeah. I have to do it or I know I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
And me and Joel have been operating that way for probably about 2 years now, and it's been extremely helpful.
Yeah. I think because I'm so needed and I'm trying to be less needed in the businesses, that I get pulled away from my to-do list pretty easily.
I get pulled away too.
Yeah.
I factor that into my to-do list. Though. If I'm going to have an 8-hour day, I'm going to have 4 hours on my to-do list because I'm going to anticipate getting pulled away for the other 4. I
get pulled away constantly, and I'm bad at boundaries with it, I guess. Like
that's where that's the issue is bad at boundaries.
Yeah, because it's a lot of things I'm doing is like helping people recently like learn how to critically think through stuff and like trying to empower them to like do their own thing. But at the same time, there are like niche things that I have to like be consulted on. So it's been
the boundaries are something is a habit that I'm just getting into like in the last year. Yeah. Because I was the same way and it drove me insane. And then
you're ahead of me in getting out the day-to-day stuff. Yeah.
Well, I come to the realization of like, hey, if this problem doesn't get solved today, it's still going to be there tomorrow and it's not going to be any worse. And so I just say, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I'll fix that at 9:00 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to have discernment and what problems that can be the case or not.
Just say fuck it.
But also like having the confidence when the state comes that like, hey, we've been doing everything right. Yeah. I don't have to stress about this.
Yeah.
Like
immediate panic.
Well, I have to deal with those things a lot more often too, because like
you're
on the boat,
used to that.
On the boat, we
government comes in.
Yeah, we have the Coast Guard show up and they're like, your shit better be right.
Right.
Well, something that Kirby's fantastic at is they constantly send you checklists and they constantly come on board and talk to you about the new things coming up. So when somebody shows up, I'll call him a report cat and I'm like, hey, Chris, they just showed up. He's like, okay, we're good. I'm like, yeah, bro, we're good. Yeah. Okay, what you worried about then?
Yeah.
And so you have to have, you know, kind of that absurd confidence that, hey, I've been doing this right all along. I have no reason to stress. And again, realign that perspective.
Yeah. I was less stressed than last year.
Yeah.
You weren't here for last year.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't here for last year. But yeah, I mean, like, again, back to the boat, you know, we had Garrett that just got cut loose this last hitch that I was on. And I mean, he was probably stressing, but everybody else was stressing about, well, how are you going to sleep with a new guy? It's like, I have confidence in my guy that, you know, Dragon and I and Bill have worked with him enough that he knows, okay, well, Mike can handle this when he gets up if I'm not comfortable with this. And we were coming down Port Allen route, headed into Morgan City. He's like, hey man, I'm probably gonna wake you up for this. I said, no, you're not. You're gonna hit the hill and I'm gonna get up at 5 and do it. Oh, well, what if we don't, you know, what if somebody says something? I said, fuck them. They can say what they want to say. It's our boat.
Empowering people. I've been working on empowering people to make their own decisions, to pause, to call me when needed. But
still making them make the decision and not be your decision.
Yeah.
Because like the situation with Garrett, I got up to go through Morgan City. I didn't take the boat through Morgan City.
Yeah.
I watched him do it. You got a license, bro. This is your job now.
Yeah.
I will hold your hand, but you don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been empowering our leadership to lead
Yeah.
and make their own decisions without me being involved. And here's the things you can make decisions on. Like, you're ready for this, you're ready for that. And handing over that slowly and delegating. And
it's an amazing growth opportunity too.
Yeah.
Like, you can see it lighting up. Because a big thing is like knowing the whys. And if you're constantly just telling somebody how to do their job, they never understand the why. Yeah. All they know is, oh, that's what I was told to do. But when you allow them to have failure within a refined scenario to where their failure doesn't really impact anything else, but they still have that experience.
Yeah.
It allows them to start to develop their own why.
Yeah. Problem solve.
Yeah.
Which is, because I like things to be done a certain way. So it's been hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's the same outcome. Like, it's fine. And then there are some things I'm like, no, you have to do it like this.
Yeah. Well, even like with the video stuff, we've been doing the videos for, internal IOP videos.
Yeah.
I've let Lori just have 100% control over that. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't like it, you don't like your own product. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully she loves all of it.
Yeah.
But again, that's her baby. I'm just the tool here. I'm hitting the button when you tell me to.
Hit the button and y'all go. Yeah.
But again, it's in that refined circumstance to where there's no way a failure can impact us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be better than the trash videos we play on YouTube. So
Exactly.
Yeah. And we'll improve. Like, I showed up the other day and I was not prepared for talking about trauma. I was like distracted and probably not my best. And
the video with Alex was awesome.
I learned, yeah, and he was anxious, but we like edited it to
That's
make it
what
really
made
good.
it
It made it good. Yeah.
Alex's anxiety around it is what made it so good, because he was so awkward.
Yeah.
But that's what we're
talking about, being less awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like everything's a learning curve. So just like allowing things to happen, I think, has been a big habit that we've cultivated each and within like life in home and life here. It's been,
I've been holding my foot up. I wonder if it's in the shot there. I hope not.
Oh, no.
We'll see. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
I'm
you can be focused on your leg instead of your face now.
It doesn't have an autofocus, so the focus is set.
Okay.
That's why it takes so long for me to set the focuses in the beginning.
Okay.
But
just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
Just let them.
Let them. Yeah.
Another good book.
Great book.
Yeah.
Love Mel Robbins. Yeah, I read that with like a bunch of my clients and gave it to some of the staff. Super helpful. Just like let what happens. And then like you said, like earlier, like stay in your own character and your own integrity, our own mission.
Yeah. And
we'll be good. And even like a huge business thing I've been telling people, staff, other people starting business is like, it's going to work out. Like if something doesn't work out, that's good. Like you'll figure out why later. But something better will come that you need or that your people need. And so like every time we like fail or like things fall through, there's always something better. So I'm just show up, just do my part, live in my character, and that's it. Yeah.
That's something that I consult with people a lot on too, is that mentality of failure's not an option.
Yeah. Pivot.
Yeah. Option. You can pivot, you can work harder. Like so many people, they start a business and they're like, oh, I'm going to, work for myself, so I ain't got to work too many hours.
Oh my God.
You're wrong. Like you're going to work from
more than you've ever worked in
from
your
the moment you wake up
life.
to the moment you go to bed, you're going to work. And if that's not what you want, the failure's on you. You're choosing to fail at it. The business isn't failing on its own. If you're willing to put in the time and the effort, hustle beats pretty much everything. Like I've yet to see the scenario in which you couldn't hustle yourself into success.
I think that's a habit that I was thinking about earlier too, when we're talking about like the seasons. Like you have to hustle, and that is a habit that you have to cultivate. That you're constantly like, there's going to be like slower seasons, but like you have to like keep hustling and figure out like, okay, it's a slow season. Like what's next? How do I keep going? What do I need to pivot? I think that's a big thing that we've learned over the years. And that's why so many businesses fail within a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10-year mark, or like don't grow. We're looking at companies to buy into. because they're stuck at a growing moment. It's because like, how do we hustle? How do we pivot? What do we need to pivot to keep hustling?
That proactive mentality versus reactive mentality.
Yeah.
Like what you were just saying a second ago. Oh, things are great. Okay, well, what's the next thing? You have to be proactive about where are my growth opportunities, not reactive. When you get reactive, that in most cases, if you're reactive, it means it's always a deficiency that you're trying to correct.
Yeah.
To where when you're proactive, hopefully you put systems in place that when the deficiencies come up, there's already a system and a procedure in place to protect yourself from that.
Yeah, we lived in the reactive for many years in the startup, as most people do.
Right.
And so, because you don't know what you're doing. So it's definitely been nice. It's been a hard couple of years to get out of that, but we have climbed and crawled our way out of that. And it's been really nice.
It's really hard to understand the difference, too, in the beginning, because in the beginning, you don't have anything.
Yeah,
so,
you're like, I don't know what a policy to write. I don't know.
You don't have the experience. You don't have the capital. Like, you don't have none of the things. And so it's hard to be proactive about, like, you don't know what you don't know. And so by the time you get, 3, 4, 5 years in, you have ideally enough experience under your belt that you can start being proactive. That is what policies and procedures are. That is proactive nature at work.
There's so many people that don't have them.
Yeah, there's a whole other conversation. There's a whole other conversation to have versus good ones versus bad ones.
Yeah.
And how that encourages good culture. But again, just the mindset of developing them, that means you're starting to lean into proactive. If you don't have policies and procedures, you can't tell me that you're a proactive business person. That's not possible. Those two things
I think
do not coexist.
In year 3 is when we really started to, I think once a week or like once a day, we were working on new policy, new procedure. I would like write down like, oh, this is something that happened. And I'm doing that again to refine them as we're growing. But yeah, I remember me and the ops person that was helping me, like that's all we did. We're just hustling. Like it's a slow kind of season. Like we're answering phone calls and stuff, but we're just writing policy and procedure. Like we're writing, that was before ChatGPT was big. Now it's super easy to write and tweak and modify, but
it's easier to put on paper. I wouldn't say it's easier in general, because you still need to know what it is that you're trying to do.
Right. You have to have the right prompts, and you have to like modify it and make it more personalized for the company. But it helps get the basic. Like previously I would be like, hey girl, I was like, Google smoking cessation policy or like non-smoking policy. And so we got it from like a college campus. It's like a university's policy that they just had on their website, and we modified it for our company. And so that's how we did it. And back in the day, they had to write it themselves or have a lawyer write it. So it's been interesting how fast it can happen now.
A big thing too over the last year or so, especially for Aqua Recovery, is we've been revitalizing the policies to where they engage with each other. Yeah. So you don't have all these independent operations taking place. Mm-hmm. All those operations cohesively operate together.
And within the culture and within the mission.
Yeah, within the culture, within the mission, all the policies and procedures. And they cross-connect. We developed that system where you can click through to each one's, and then you start to understand the why we do it this way. I think that's really, really important. I think that's where a lot of people disconnect is they might have a great procedure for admissions, right? Yeah. But it's isolated and has nothing to do with actual client care. It's basically just a sales technique to where what we did is
it's not applicable. Like they don't actually use it. Oh, that's what we do. But like, really, we do this.
Right. Exactly. It's like, okay, well then rewrite the procedure then. Right. Do what you actually, I'm not saying what you do is wrong. I'm saying it doesn't align with your, metric right here. And that's what you should be gauging everybody off of. So you can't have a new person. That's the big issues when you have a new hire come in and you're trying to teach them how to do it. And you're like, oh, well, here's the procedure, but we actually do it this way. Right. Okay, well, the procedure, one of the things needs to change. If you're doing it a different way because the procedure wasn't working, then update the procedure.
That was me all summer.
But then the other thing too is like, okay, well, how's that handoff take place? Because what we try to be very, very diligent with is the transition from admissions to actual census client care. And we developed our procedures around that and have redeveloped our procedures multiple times to figure out how to make that as effective as possible.
I feel like we're falling into a good
So something that
routine.
I don't remember who said this, but I was in a meeting even if I did, I wouldn't name drop them because I don't want to make them feel bad. But I was in a meeting with somebody and they were talking about policies and procedures and how you should only have procedures for like, the biggest scope stuff. You shouldn't get very granular with it because you don't want to hinder your people. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I think that go as granular as you possibly can with it.
Nobody wants to think for themselves.
Exactly.
They want to be told what the best franchises like I worked at Starbucks. Like it was so granular. It was like you do this to this to this to this exact this, and everyone gets the same drink every time.
Exactly.
If it's different, it's different.
Well,
Like
McDonald's.
You have to be granular.
McDonald's operates the exact same way.
Yeah.
You can take a brainless child and put them in a McDonald's.
It's made for a high school student to
Exactly.
work at. Not like they're brainless, but they don't know
But this is
nothing.
this is first off, they're super successful. Like regardless if you agree with what they serve or not, they're a super successful company. But then we were talking about this the other day, but they had the article I was reading about Usain Bolt to where he said the only thing he eats for a week before a race is McDonald's.
Crazy.
Because no, it's not the healthiest thing, but it's the most consistent thing.
Yeah.
He's never gotten
In
sick
every country, it's
eating off of it. No matter where he's at in the world, he can go to McDonald's and he can reliably eat it knowing that he's not going to get food poisoning or anything else. He might not get a ton of nutritional value.
Yeah, is it real food? That's why it's not giving
right.
you sickness.
But again, that's a testament to policy and procedure. They have gotten so stinking standardized and granular with every single procedure that they have that it can be ran by children and it's extremely reliable.
Yeah.
And I think that should be the goal for every business. I mean, there might be, some niche thing out there that I don't know of that can operate differently, maybe in consulting or something. But if you're going to have a team more than 10, then I think you need to be very, very granular.
It needs to be structured because creativity thrives in structure.
It does.
So when you don't have to think about everything, like you just know, like, this is what I do, then you have the downtime to go, like, I could do this or that. And like, that's what I've been trying to impart to like the clinical team and the ops team is like, do all the stuff, optimize it, be efficient with it. Then you'll have time to like refine it yourself. Yeah. And then you'll have to like bring it to us. So like, we'll change whatever we need to do to change it to make it better for you. But if you're in the weeds constantly having to use your brain on how do I do this? How do I do that? You don't have the capacity to be creative and like make new things.
Well, again, it's trying to pull everything you can out of your head so your head space is available for other things.
Yeah.
Like I said with the checklist and stuff. Yeah. I intentionally get as much of that crap out of my head as possible. Because you think of your head as like RAM on a computer, basically, like random access memory. I only got so much RAM. And once that gets filled up, we're done processing shit.
It's getting less as I get older.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's getting less and less.
It's getting less and less and less. So the less stuff that I can have running in the background, the more processing power I can have readily available.
Literally. And we see that the last, like, over the summer. It's been a hard summer, but we've refined a lot. And I'm seeing people, like, excel and have more creativity, meet their clients better because they're not worried about the treatment plan or this. I'm like, you can optimize your schedule. Like, you don't have to worry about like being here or there. Like, this is your schedule and the client has to fall into it if they want to be in the program, and it's working. Yeah. We do it on the boats. Like a lot of people, we joke about on the boats. We're like, oh, they're going to have a procedure for how to wipe your ass. And you're going to have to do, pre-critical task conference to, to flush the toilet. But the reality is that's not a bad thing. Like we're able to go through things and it becomes habit. It's such a habitual nature because there's a standard procedure. And on top of that, I can go to any boat within the company and we're going to operate the same,
very, very close to the exact same way. Yeah. And again, we're talking about a company that's $1 billion corporation that operates in an industry that's usually mom and pops. Yeah. And the reason they're able to be so successful is that standardization of process and procedure. Yeah, I think Kirby has given us a really good perspective because you can say the same for treatment centers. Like most treatment centers are mom and pop. Even when they go corporate, you peek behind that window, they're still mom and pop. Yeah. They're still like, there's very few that are actually like corporate and like run well. And the client gets the same experience. Whereas like with Kirby, the client gets the same experience. The staff gets the same experience. Sure. And so like, we're going to have multiple locations for Awkward. Like
the clients will get the same experience no matter what location they're at. The staff will get the same experience. Like, I'm excited for that because, yeah, that's, I think, huge success. And also, yeah, success, $1 billion company is crazy. So,
Yep.
Multi-billion probably.
They are. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like a benefit of like optimizing is everyone feels more like safe, secure, happy. You get to have like, yeah, your creativity flowing as well. And
It's also a
we're all
testament,
successful.
again, a testament to perspective. It's like I'll go on the boat and I get excited to go and learn more every single time I go. Because first off,
Yeah.
I'm learning from individuals about that job itself. Like,
About their creative aspect on the job.
exactly. I get to learn from guys that, you know, based off a position you would say are higher or lower than me. And I learn from all of them. And then just the business as a whole, I get the perspective of watching, you know, a very, very large publicly traded company operate and see how they deal with hard times, how they deal with good times,
Yeah.
how they take care of their people. And that's been just a phenomenal learning experience for me, and then I'm able to bring into our company.
Yeah.
Because over there I'm the employee, right? So
Yeah.
I'm the cog in the wheel, and so I get to see that perspective and bring it over here and kind of have that different outlook on what I want my team to feel when they're operating over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you being a part of Kirby and still being a part of it has helped our perspective a lot.
Yeah, I would agree hugely.
Yeah. And implementing that to the team, I think, has been helpful, especially the last year of like, we're growing out of the mom and pop. And like, are you with us or not? Like, it's going to be different.
Yeah, and we've had people leave because they don't want that. That's cool.
Leave or fired because they couldn't like, level up to that. And, but the people that are here are like loving it. And it's really like optimized everything to grow into that next level.
Yeah.
It's been cool.
Yeah.
Proud of us.
Yay, team.
Yay.
Woo.
All right, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime.
Good Lord, it is. Okay.